Madison High School, folks, and welcome to the final countdown. This is week 12, so everything is going to kind of start going a little bit faster from here. And I do hope that all of you had an amazing spring break, and I'm really looking forward to this week's activities. Um, so, since we just started our novels or your individual play, and this week is mostly you continuing to read, and we're gonna kind of supplement what we are reading with some like personal storytelling, with kind of like our idea being this idea of like storytelling in different modes, or how we tell stories either through podcast or voice, or the way that we present information. So we have a little bit of some spoken word pieces here. We've got Rat Ode here. We've got Elizabeth Acevedo's hair here. And I'm going to show you those momentarily. And then we also have some Mary Oliver poetry. And so I've got a lot of selections here. I know that we've read a few of them, but there are some additional Mary Oliver poems there. So I've also added a couple of resources, like how to enjoy poetry. This is definitely something that like you may or may not really find intriguing. I find it to be a really way of looking at poetry in a new way, especially if you ever feel kind of stumped by it. And then another piece that is just about like what makes a poem, and just some like qualifiers that just kind of can help you as a reader just like interpret it, or think about it differently. And so I hope that you enjoy those. But for the most part, what I'm really excited about is this week we're going to do a little reflection on your book, but you're going to incorporate some Mary Oliver into the conversation. And your conversations have been so beautiful. And so just kind of looking at like the books that you were reading, the pieces that you're reading, and kind of bringing Mary Oliver into the fold. And as we progress through here, this personal storytelling is inspired by Elizabeth Acevedo. So with this, you're going to either answer all of these questions kind of stream of consciousness style, or you can kind of like make a more performance-based piece like Elizabeth Acevedo. And you are going to record a 60-second clip of you reading your thoughts on these 10 sentences. If you have a different structure you'd like to use, you're absolutely welcome to do so, but we're going to use 10 as our baseline. So before I leave you to kind of enjoy dabbling with some poetry, especially some Mary Oliver, I want to show you one of my favorites of Elizabeth Acevedo's, which is called Hair.
My mother tells me to fix my hair. And by fix, she means straighten. She means whiten. But how do you fix this shipwrecked history of hair? The true meaning of stranded. When tresses hug tight like African cousins in ship bellies, did they imagine their great-grandchildren would look like us and would hate them how we do? Trying to find ways to erase them out of our skin, to iron them out of our hair, this wild tangle of hair that strangles air. You call them wild curls. I call them breathing. Ancestors spiraling. Can't you see them in this wet hair that waves like hello? And they say Dominicans do the best hair. They can wash, set, flatten the spring in any lock. But what they mean is we're the best at swallowing amnesia in a cup of morir soñando. Die dreaming because we rather do that than live in this reality caught between orange juice and milk, between reflections of the sun and whiteness. What they mean is, why would you date a black man? What they mean is a prieto cocolo. What they mean is, why would two oppressed people come together? It's 2 times the trouble. What they really mean is, have you thought of your daughter's hair? And I don't tell them that we love like sugarcane, brown skin, pale flesh, meshed in pure sweetness. The children of fields, our bodies curve into one another like an echo. And I let my curtain of curls blanket us from the world, how our children will be beautiful, of dust skin and diamond eyes, hair of reclamation, how I will braid pride down their backs, so from the moment they leave the womb, they will be born in love with themselves. My mother tells me to fix my hair. And so many words remain unspoken because all I can reply is, you can't fix what was never broken.
Yeah, it's a great piece. So as you are, oops, there we go. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. All right. So this week is really just kind of enjoying some poetry and thinking about how it's relating to your book or your play thus far. And so, as a reminder, your final is due May 10th. So, start paying attention to the details for the final and then the presentation component. All right. I hope you all enjoy the pieces this week, and I look forward to giving you feedback on your multimodal essays. Good night.